I'm Amber Lewis, and you're watching Detroit 360. Come and be social in the city with me. I'm here in District 1 on Detroit's west side in a neighborhood that I feel like is a hidden gem. Home of the Redford Theater, Motor City Java, Artist Village, and more, I feel like this North Rosedale neighborhood has something for everybody. While I'm here, my favorite place to visit is Sweet Potato Sensations. I'm going to tap in with them to see what they have to offer today, and while I do that, check out how Jay Lauren makes sweet potato donuts.
Sweet potato pie.
Mom's not here today. She's out getting her monthly spa treatment. But I'm Jay Lauren, and I'm a 12-year-old who loves to cook healthy food. I decided I'd come in to make a special treat today. I'm making sweet potato donuts. Let's get on into the recipe. Sweet potatoes are an excellent source of vitamin A, C, and potassium. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to leave all of the measurements in the description box. So you're going to need the flesh of one baked sweet potato, flour, cinnamon, and salt, warm water, active dry yeast, coconut sugar, non-dairy milk, and vegan butter. First step is we're going to heat our non-dairy milk and butter on the stovetop. You want to heat this until all of the butter is melted. While the butter is melting, we can mix the active dry yeast and the warm water together. Mix it thoroughly so that there are no clumps. Alright, now I'm just going to mix together the flesh of our sweet potato along with our coconut sugar. So you can get coconut sugar from your local grocery store. With all like near maple syrup and all of your other organic sugars. Set your butter and milk mixture aside. All right. And when your sweet potato and sugar is well mixed together, make sure that your cinnamon, flour, and salt is combined all together. So I'm just mixing together the flour, cinnamon, and salt all the way. You're going to combine in a large mixing bowl together the sweet potato mix and your butter and milk mixture. Now I'm just mixing this all the way through, making sure that it's not super clumpy. And now we're just gonna wait until our yeast is fully foamed up and it's activated. So our yeast is going to help our sweet potato donuts rise, and you can use it in breads as well, and it's actually activated by the sugar. Now that it's foamed up, we're just gonna add it into our sweet potato and our butter and milk mixture. Now I'm just gonna combine all together. Alright, I'm just gonna set this aside and I'm gonna slowly start mixing in our dry ingredients. So I just add a little bit at a time and mix together. And we're just gonna repeat this process a couple of times. Add in some more. And you'll see it'll start to form into a dough-like consistency. I'm mixing it until all of the flour, until I can't really see the flour anymore. Now that our dough is done, we're gonna let it rise in an oiled bowl. Now I just put the dough in an oiled bowl and I'm gonna put a damp cloth over top and I'm gonna let it rise for 1 hour. I'm so excited for these donuts. So now we're back and it's all ready and it has now doubled in size. So we're just gonna pour it out right onto a nice floured surface. And it just slides right out since we put the oil in there. And we're gonna knead it. This is my kneading technique. I just hold it with one hand and I knead like this. And when it's nice and it's not sticky anymore, it's nice and floury. This is a really nice dough. It's soft. You guys can have to see. Yeah. So now we're gonna put it in a dough ball and roll it out. All right. So I have my flour rolling pin and we're just gonna start rolling. Alright, so I just kind of do it to make it in kind of a circular shape. So what I do is I kind of go each way. That way, this way. All right, so this is it's about the right thickness, I guess. This side I can roll out a little bit more. You want it to be about 1/2 inch thick, I'd say. And now if you have a circle cookie cutter, you can use that, or a glass if you have that. But I'm just gonna use a mason jar lid, this part of it, and I'm just going to make it into like little circles here. I'm gonna pull them out. And here's kind of your donut shape. Or base, I guess. And I'm just gonna do that all around. So now we're gonna cover them and let them rise for another 1/2 hour and then they'll be ready to fry. I'm so excited. All right guys, we're back and they've risen. So now if you wanna take a healthier take on these, you can actually just bake them since they're yeasted and they're already in their like shape that they need to be in. But we're gonna fry them to get the full effect of a donut. You can have a treat every once in a while. So we're gonna make a basic cinnamon sugar to just keep the donuts pretty simple and plain. So we've used this just organic coconut sugar and just some cinnamon. And I just mix those two together and it's just like our basic organic healthy cinnamon sugar. Time to fry. So I'm just going to pick it up and drop it in there. And just use kind of bring it up. And I'm gonna put in a couple donut holes as well. Oh, they actually don't look bad. They look good. You can kind of see it's puffing up. I'm getting really golden, so we can flip that one over. These donut holes as well. So for your donuts, you want them to cook for about 1.5 minutes on each side. Okay, so I can flip that over. And you can see it's getting nice and golden brown and crispy on top. They look so good. these ones. Don't let it get a little more golden. All right, so you want it to be more of like this, like nice golden color. You don't want it super dark or darker than that, really. So, yeah, that's like a nice color that you want. Donut holes, you don't need to cook them as long, of course, because they're smaller. Pieces just dough, so. Now this is your done donut. You can see really nice golden brown, crispy. And then, yeah, we're just putting it on the paper towel so that it kind of gets the excess oil off of there because we don't want all that oil. Now, while this batch is cooking, I'm gonna show you guys how to make the paleo chocolate. So what you're gonna do, I'm gonna mix together some coconut oil. I'm just gonna melt this in the microwave, or if you can get a double boiler. All right, now that our coconut oil is melted, we're gonna add just some raw cacao powder. And some maple syrup to add a little bit of sweetness so it's not bitter from the cacao. So now we're just gonna dress our donuts. So with the cinnamon sugar, we're just gonna dip it in our cinnamon sugar that we made earlier. And put that on a plate, and then we're gonna make a chocolate one as well, which is vegan paleo chocolate, and it actually contains cacao powder, which has antioxidants in it. So I'm just gonna drizzle some of that on there as well. And it will harden a bit later because it has coconut oil in it. And one of my favorite toppings is coconut. And you can add the chocolate and then you can put coconut. It's a really good combination. This is just the Bob's Red Mill Organic. Here's our final product. Who knew something vegan could taste this good? I mean, when people think of vegan, they think of fruits and vegetables, beans, but you can make donuts. And best part is they're made out of sweet potatoes, so they still have something healthy in them. All right, thanks for watching. I hope that I helped your family eat a little bit healthier. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click the notification bell.
Oh, I'm telling on you.
Not again. Bye, guys.
Time is running out. Detroit's Department of Public Works will make their final yard waste pickup between December 1st and 14th and won't resume until the spring. Between now and the final pickup, all grass clippings, leaves, and small twigs should be placed curbside in a biodegradable paper bag or in a 32-gallon container labeled yard waste. But remember, items should be placed curbside only on your regularly scheduled bi-weekly day of collection. Text your address to 313-800-7905 and you'll receive reminders a full day before your scheduled pickup. And new this year, check out the My Home feature on the redesigned City of Detroit website, where we'll have a full schedule of all of your pickup dates and a ton of other useful information. If you're stuck with yard waste after the final collection, please bring it to any one of our 3 drop-off centers conveniently located with addresses you can also find online. Visit www.detroitmi.gov to learn more about yard waste. And while you're there, take some time to check out all the other cool new features.
Hey, Kendra.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, how are you today?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good. Can I help you with that?
Thank you so much.
Hey, I'll grab it for you.
Thank you. Come on in. Ah, here's my receipt.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to get another job to afford all these groceries.
I can see why. Hey, you know you can reuse these, correct? And some stores will give you a credit towards your grocery bill if you bring your own bags.
Really?
And once you're done reusing the bags, you can recycle them. Recycling also saves resources and money by cutting down on landfill costs, which we all pay for on our property tax bill. You can put a recycling bin next to your trash and recycle all sorts of things, like cereal boxes, plastic containers, cans, and paper as well.
Want some water?
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, another idea, instead of letting the water run until it gets cool, fill up a water bottle or a pitcher and put it in the refrigerator, and you'll save money on your water bill, which you can put towards your groceries as well.
Yes. What else?
You can save even more money on water by taking shorter showers and turning the water off when you brush your teeth. Save money on your electric bill by turning lights off when you leave the room. And when you're not using them, unplug anything that uses power, even when it's off, like your phone charger or your computer. Unplugging those devices from standby power can also save you up to $100 per year.
Woo! More money for those groceries.
High five. Save water, save energy, save money.
There's nothing worse than wasting time. Well, maybe waiting in lines. But now I can pay my water bill from my phone, tablet, or laptop. All it takes is a quick click and bam, I can check, manage, and pay my water bill from anywhere. That means more time with the family at Rouge Park, more time for myself on the Riverwalk, or just at home on Outer Drive. I can pay my water bill anywhere. It's that easy. So skip the line and pay your bill online. Visit www.detroitmi.gov/paymywaterbill to register today.
With new developments popping up all over Detroit, it's no wonder traffic has increased substantially. But traffic can make it more difficult for pedestrians to safely cross the road. That's where traffic control officers come in.
TCO program, which started about 3 years ago, they complement the police department and the manpower we have here in downtown Detroit. They're a big asset in helping us deal with the traffic at all the events and for outbound traffic, especially the TCOs on the afternoon shift.
If you're allergic to warm greetings and hearty smiles, you may want to avoid the corner of Woodward and Jefferson at all costs.
How are you? I'm well. Thank you. Be safe. Have a wonderful evening. I got you. You can strut it out today, ladies. You can strut it out. Be safe. Have a wonderful evening.
Officer Lanita Edge has been a TCO for 2 years and is the prime example of going above and beyond.
Oh, hey, little handsome. How are you? He said, good. He's serious like his grandma. Your hair is so pretty. Oh, it's gorgeous. Have a wonderful evening. To me, as a traffic control officer and being in the face of pedestrians and even visitors in downtown Detroit, it's important to me that I represent the city, pretty well. I love my city. I love my city. So I believe a positive image is important.
Every day when I come out of work, I see Officer Edge and her partner here waving us through, and every single day she says, have a great evening, have a wonderful day, and it just puts everyone in such a great mood. She's a very nice lady.
I appreciate her kind-heartedness and, making sure everybody gets home safely and, monitoring the street. Some of these people that drive down here are a little nuts from time to time.
After having a stressful day, to see a smiling face and somebody who's just genuinely nice, it's really awesome.
This is my first ever interaction with her. She seemed very nice, very friendly. I was actually going to tell my friend here just how that's not normal.
Sometimes I see some of the same people and they come out, some are looking, a little down. Some you could tell have had a hard day. And I believe my role, not just as a traffic control officer, as a city employee, but just as a decent human being, let the fellow man know, it's okay. Tomorrow it gets better. And a lot of times if I am feeling a little off, I believe that the positive energy, that I put out, it'll come back and it kind of helps me to, smile a little bit more. Yeah, I'm talking to myself at the same time, hey, it's gonna get better. Hear myself and I feel better,
So when you're driving, be patient, watch for pedestrians, and don't text. But whatever you do, remember,
Be safe, have a wonderful evening. Thank you, you too. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Be safe, have a good evening.
Mama had the kitchen blazing all day long. I was just a boy with my radio on. I was sitting on the porch when I heard my name. I ran back in the house and my mama.
I'm here with SB Thomas, the queen of awesomeness, to see what makes sweet potatoes so sensational. So what inspired you all to open a sweet potato-based restaurant?
Well, it starts way back, I think before even 1987. So my father loves candied yams, and my mother does not like anything sweet on her dinner plate. Not coconut shrimp, not sweet and sour chicken, not anything like that. So my dad kind of always complained, like, you never make me candied yams like my mama used to make me back in the day when it was growing up. So my mom didn't really like anything sweet on dinner plate, so she said, I'll make him a sweet potato cookie to shut him up about that. And she made a cookie, and it was good. So this was around the same time that Famous Amos and Miss Fields were popping up in the malls all across the country and everything. People were making money off of cookies. So we decided to do a 30-block garage sale in North Rosedale Park. We had 125 bags of cookies, and in less than 3 hours, they were all gone.
Wow.
So I say it's a love story to my mother and my father.
That's beautiful. I love that you mentioned North Rosedale Park. Like, what does being in this community mean for your business?
I mean, when we opened across the street back in 1994, we were in our house since 1987. We were in the community house for a little while, and I think the neighborhood needs to see beautiful things too. We always think the suburbs can have everything nice and beautiful and polished, but I think neighborhoods need fresh and dope things too, and that's what we like to bring to this neighborhood.
Absolutely. So speaking of fresh and dope, what's your favorite sweet potato treat that you all have here?
My favorite thing will probably be the sweet potato cake. It's very similar to a carrot cake or a spice cake, walnuts, raisins, crushed pineapples, cream cheese icing.
Wow.
Really good, especially when it's like room temperature. The lemon chest pie, fresh squeezed lemon juice, eggs, sugar, flour, cornmeal, buttermilk. That's good. Wow. Sweet potato cobbler is really good, warm with ice cream on top. That's really good. Candy yams in the middle with the lattice, top to it. Yeah, so that's really good too. It just depends.
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day, how I'm feeling. I've been eating it for a long time, over 31 years. I've been eating sweet potato stuff, so sometimes I'm like, but sometimes I'm like, ooh, that cake is still good.
Right. So what's like fan favorite? What do people love when they come here?
People always love pie because it's traditional. Sometimes it takes people a minute to kind of step out and try something different. People really like the sweet potato cheesecake.
That's my favorite. That is my all-time favorite.
It catches people off guard. They're like, wait a second. That's good.
Yeah.
And we also make a really good black-eyed pea and collard green soup.
I've had that. It's delicious.
And some people that don't like black-eyed peas are like, oh no, I don't like black-eyed peas. And I'm like, just try it. And they're like, wait a second, that's kind of good. So the soup is really popular. We make it from scratch here. The cheesecake is popular. The cake is, it just depends on if it's a holiday time or if it's just like an everyday thing. And we also have a full savory menu too on the weekends. So we do the chicken and sweet potato waffles and sweet potato pancakes and sweet potato grits and jumbo baked sweet potatoes. So those are also fan favorites too.
Just innovating in the sweet potato space.
Yes, definitely. But there's some things that are not sweet potato too for people that are kind of scared to like jump over into that boat, or they just say, I just don't like sweet potatoes.
Okay.
So
for the viewers at home, like what's the secret to a really good sweet potato pie?
Well, when you ask that question, my first thought is for us is love. It sounds so corny. It sounds so cliche, and it sounds so generic, but I really believe that, from everything we do, from getting potatoes to washing them, cleaning them, putting them in the oven, peeling them, the whole entire process being made from scratch is a labor of love. Every single thing. So I also think that when you're cooking and you have good energy and good intention and good feeling, you really, really put that into the pie or into food in general. So you feel good about what you're eating instead of somebody that's like angry making your food. You can maybe taste that. It's all a labor of love. So I would definitely say that. And then for some, it may be some people put milk in pie, some people don't. People use butter, some people don't. People use nutmeg, some people don't. But I think it's really love and a good intention.
I'm here for that. Love is the key to life.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Welcome everyone to the Detroit Invitational Cyclocross race right here at Doré Velodrome, hosted by the Racing Greyhounds.
It's really cool to be out here because, like, I'm watching my dad race, and I think it's just really cool. He did okay, but he could have done better, but he did good.
It's all about conditions. Last year it was dry, mid-50s. The course was incredibly fast. This year it's muddy and slow, and it's like running around in wet shoes and socks. That's the best way I could describe it. Jeff Wood, a former Greyhound, started this 9 years ago, just as a team event. We had 15, 20 guys that showed up, just spent the day at the park, cleaned it up, left the garbage bags, and put on a race, and turned into kind of an annual thing.
Coming in hot to the corner, one rider taking him on the inside.
The uniqueness is part of the reason why we wanted to do it. With the velodrome, the history that this park has kind of adds to some of the flair. The big thing for us is we saw a park that wasn't being used, not just because of the cycling history, but where it was at, and we tried to bridge those two things. And when we first started, we didn't have the connections in the city. And it was last year, working with Councilman Benson, we started planning what we could do to grow it, from just having a bunch of people showing up on race day to really how can we get the community involved. And we've been working with the outreach center here at the rec department. We have on-site Parks and Rec now to hand out pamphlets, and I think the goal is to continue to grow it more. I get 100 people out here who don't know about this park. That's awesome to me. I get a bunch of kids from the Detroit community that didn't know you could race a bike on a lawn in November. That's what makes it fun and special to me.
Having something, a non-traditional sport on one of our parks, something that's now in its 10th year, is huge. And so this is the kind of thing that lets people know Detroit, you can do so many things. We're not just one thing. We are a great gumbo of different cultures, of different athletics, just all kind of different things come together to form the great city of Detroit.
I love sweets, and the desserts here are to die for. They have sweet potato options galore, from muffins to ice cream and the infamous sweet potato pie. But my all-time favorite dessert is sweet potato cheesecake. And between me and you, I only eat it here. I was gonna try something new, but I'm just gonna stick to what I know today. That's some good cheesecake. If you like this episode and want to see more, follow us at City of Detroit. Check out more stories from the neighborhoods at Stories from DET, and tap into featured events in the city on Instagram and YouTube at Burst Detroit. What a delicious day in Detroit. I've had enough sweets to last me until next Thanksgiving, but I know myself to know that that won't be the case. If watching this episode made you hungry, come on down to Grand River and Lasser to try some food yourself. Thank you for watching Detroit 360, your guide to all things Detroit. See you next time.